So yesterday we saw one of the worst articles ever written. What is one of the worst articles ever written about how Paige Bueckers took Caitlin Clark's spot. Her spot in what? I'm not going to show the full article, so I'll only show snippets that I want to talk about. That is a picture of Angel Reese. There we go. If you guys agree with this, please subscribe. We are trying to get back to 61.2. We were like 5 subscribers off it, and I kind of screwed it. But in this whole thing, this is an article that was published yesterday. And they literally said here, stats as of the All-Star break. So basically, Complex had someone write an article shitting on Caitlin Clark. Or in a lot of ways, shitting on Caitlin Clark before she had 45 against Seattle. Because there is no mention whatsoever about Caitlin Clark's game in Seattle. And her percentage from three, it says she shot 33% from the three-point line. 33% was before the Seattle game. So this was an article written before the Seattle game, where Caitlin was coming off missing 3 games where she played 23 or less minutes. And it was basically just, you're on a mad minutes restriction, and there was a struggle for rhythm. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. It was before the 40. It was before the 45-point game. When this article was written. And they wanted to release it, realized, oh shit, we have this on the back burner. We have this Caitlin Clark hate article. So we waited for her first human game in weeks. And we released it right after her first human game. So during this, it says here, she's averaging 20.7 points on a true shooting percentage of 4% above league average. It also says here, Paige is averaging more points than Clark on 51.8% from the field and elite 61% true shooting. Edge Bueckers in scoring. Paige Bueckers scores less points on a lower true shooting. So they've given scoring to Paige. Playmaking. I'm shocked they even gave playmaking to Caitlin Clark here. But they released this article 4 games out from All-Star break, the day after Paige scored 6 points. Because Caitlin finally had a human game, and they decided that they were going to, that this article was being released anyway, and they were going to wait till Caitlin Clark had a bad game, so they planned on releasing the article, and then didn't realize Paige had 6 points. Because right now, Paige Bueckers has a slightly better effective field goal percentage. 3% better effective field goal, but a 1% worse true shooting. Why? Because Caitlin gets to the line more, which is part of basketball. But it said here, rebounding, draw. Yeah, neither of them are great rebounders. It is hilarious how, with defense, the whole thing is, basically, she's a defensive turnstile. And then it says, oh, they're better on defense when Caitlin's on the floor, and she has good win shares. And the film supports this. She's not a turnstile when you're offensive superstar. And it also is you know what? Paige Bueckers is a solid, basically Paige and Caitlin are equivalent on defense. It says here, oh wait, so the Dallas Wings allow more points per 100 possession when she's on the court. But the Fever add 5 less points per possession, so therefore Bueckers is a better defender. And they have the same win shares, therefore Bueckers is a better defender. So basically, all the stats will tell you that Caitlin's a decent defender and the team are better defensively when she's on the floor, but she's a turnstile, so she's a worse defender. There we go. Leadership. The viral video of her ignoring teammates. What are we talking about? Her ignoring teammates. It wasn't. She was screaming at Stephanie White. Leadership. Nobody knows. And then, how the hell? Clark wins in aura. Clark wins in aura. Like, what relevance is this? I'm sorry. Like, it is what? The fuck does aura mean? Verdict, Paige wins. Like, Paige wins from using false stats, losing more categories than she won, and then saying that Paige's team isn't that much worse with her on the floor, which is good because of how good offensively she is. But also, Caitlin Clark's team is better when she's on the floor defensively, which is fun, which means it's okay that she's a turnstile. Like, what are we doing? And not only that, an article released 2 weeks after All-Star break with stats 2 weeks late. Stats 2 weeks late. You just want to say Paige is better than Caitlin. That's fine. Release this when it happens. It is a horrible time to do that. After Paige Bueckers has since the All-Star break, had back-to-back weird games. She was terrible against Atlanta. And she had a weird game where she was great through 3 quarters against Washington and didn't show up in the fourth, and then scored 6 points. Are you one of those people that wrote about the humble superstar that is Paige Bueckers? In the greatest ever tweet, somebody posted this. I don't even know who. I just copied and pasted it. Some Paige fan posted, I slept on a Paige performance, and now I honestly feel just proud to be a fan of someone like her. She really didn't care about stat padding as the bottom team during a blowout. You never want your superstar just getting 6 points, but she's just so humble. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? And for the people that seem to be shocked about Kelsey Mitchell, shall I show you the Kelsey Mitchell tweet from 2012? Like, it really, not that it makes any difference. Not that it makes any difference. If you haven't seen that, the tweet, I can't even find it. But anyone who know, if you know, you know, basically. If you know, you know, with Kelsey Mitchell. But yeah, look, this article is one of the worst things I've seen written. It is one of the worst things I've seen written about Caitlin Clark comparing to Paige Bueckers. And it's like, you can make an argument for Paige. I stand by that. Like, you're allowed to write an article about Paige Bueckers. You're allowed to title it whatever the hell you want. But there are times where you record a video, where you really write a piece of media, and you realize this has aged badly, and all the information I am using is no longer correct. At that point, you can the article. This is on Complex more than the writer, because the writer just gave an opinion, and they used whatever it was, the data they had at the time. But at the same time, like, when Caitlin 3 games before the All-Star break, 3 of her last 5 games before the All-Star break, she was playing a severe minutes restriction, as in she was playing like sub 20 minutes a game. So, like, that is an issue. That is an issue when you're playing that few minutes. So that does affect your averages. And it's a really tough one because apparently Caitlin Clark's elite true shooting percentage is why, or Paige Bueckers' elite true shooting percentage is a reason for why she's better than Caitlin Clark. But, like, Paige's the lower true shooting percentage than Caitlin Clark. But, yeah, it's just a bad one. We're seeing so much more of this crap, and I'm like, oh God. Every time we see one of these articles, like, every time Paige, over a 24-hour period, every single time the Paige over a 20, like over a 48-hour period has a better 48 hours than Caitlin Clark. She's better than Caitlin Clark. It's like with the media, anytime a white player has a good game, this is who you think Caitlin Clark is. Like, I'm sorry that you are so obsessed with Caitlin Clark that you've relegated one of the greatest guards of all time to just being an alternative for Caitlin Clark. But that's on you. That's on you guys. And this should have been canned. This should have been canned once Caitlin Clark had 45, a 26-point triple-double, 32-point game, where, by the way, she could have had 45 if she just wasn't, like, in the fourth. In the fourth, she got subbed off for, like, 2 minutes, saw Kelsey Mitchell was going off, and just let Kelsey go off. She could have 40. Easily could have 40. She took one shot in the fourth quarter that game. But, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.